Hey, yo, what's gaming players? It's your boy, Desmond Sharpman, back out here on 21 franchise mode, and we are here with the second 4 o'clock game here in week number 10 of this season, and we have ourselves a division matchup in the AFC West, featuring the Las Vegas Raiders, who surprised everybody in week 9, getting their first win on the season with a 23-20 win against the Chargers. They're looking to make it 2 wins in a row now, but this time they get set to host the winless Denver Broncos, who are still looking for their first win because it's been 8 games that they have played, and they have been losing every single game, and they need to get it together. So here are the stats for the standings for the AFC West. The Chiefs are still dominating the division with the 8-1 record. Chargers, they're still in second. And the Raiders, with their victory, they pushed them up to third. And the Broncos, they're now in 4th place. So if the Raiders can somehow win this game, they'll have an opportunity to be in second in the division against Kansas City in week 11. Because the Chargers, they take on the Denver Broncos in week 11, and those two teams are gonna have to, try to get W's in order to battle for second place in the division. But currently, the Chargers are on their bye week, so they're gonna be watching this game. They're gonna make it 2 wins in a row, and that would really surprise everybody. And if you haven't seen the rest of week 10, make sure to go check it out. Make sure you check out the Thursday game, the 1 o'clock schedule, and the beginning of the 4 o'clock schedule games as well, so you guys won't miss that either. And make sure to check out the last 9 weeks of football. Won't miss that either, because I know you guys have been enjoying this huge Madden series, because it has been going on for quite a long time. And we are expected to continue with it because we still have 7 weeks left till the end of the season, and then we'll finally see who makes the postseason. And yeah, but once we get to week 13, we'll see every single. Let's head to Las Vegas. Can the Raiders surprise everybody again and get 2 wins in a row? Or can the Broncos make sure that doesn't happen and get their first win on the season? We're going to find out right now. And besides every which way, the Raiders haven't even won a game at home, so this is the perfect opportunity to do so.
Today, from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders taking on Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. The atmosphere here, electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Denver Broncos.
And those were where his team was able to get the victory with the clutch moments from Derek Carr for the first time all season.
Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in really scuffling, losers of 7 of their last 8 games.
And they've been an underachieving team, but they do have some pretty good pieces in place.
All right, so the Raiders, they're going to get the ball first as the Broncos set to kick it off. to start the game. And with that, we're underway from Las Vegas.
Some of their fans are already starting to look forward to the draft.
And Jones, he's not going to return this one, and this one's going to end up as a touchback.
And they will begin things at the 25. First possession,
Derek Carr leading the way for Las Vegas.
Time starter in his 7th season, Derek Carr.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And here's Jaden Smith on the opening carry. And he'll go down at the 39. First down, Las Vegas. A gain of 14.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And the Raiders, this is a perfect opportunity to get a win at home because all season, the Raiders haven't been able to win at home in front of their fans. We're going to see if they'll be able to do it. Carr, and here goes down. Bradley Chubb with the sack.
Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just
I don't think Derek Carr saw the blitz. He was just about to get rid of the football.
Yeah, he really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop
but
him.
Bradley Chubb was able to get to him.
You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely
Here's Carr, and he goes down again.
And down he goes again. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Carr. Oh, he had a man. But it's incomplete.
You can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
And here's Solomon on the return. And they'll bring him down at the 41. And the Broncos set to begin their opening drive.
The Broncos offense set to go behind their quarterback in his 2nd season now from Missouri, Charles. It's Drew Lock.
And this is a game for grit, determination.
And his game against Atlanta. He scored 3 points in that game.
So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team.
They're still trying to get their first win.
He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Here's Lott, and he's going to find Cortland Sutton.
And he'll be taken down.
And he's got a first down for Denver at the 47, just past the 50.
13 yards, picking up the first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And Lott fumbles the football. And the Raiders pick it up. There he goes. It's a Raider touchdown. DeAndre Simmons gets the sack, strip, and fumble. Can you believe that? He has been a one-man wrecking crew getting sacks. And it proves it right there.
He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson.
And Carlson puts in the extra point, and now it's 7-0.
So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return.
And Melvin Gordon, he's not going to return this one, and this one's going to be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos.
And last time, they lost the fumble on the last possession. They're looking to bounce back from that.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw.
And Lott, and this one's incomplete.
There, and it forces it incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own
Lott,
entity.
and again he gets hit as he tries to throw it, and it's incomplete.
A fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Lott looking, and he throws this one incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start.
And here's Ariza breaking a tackle, and A.J. Ariza with some running room. A.J. Ariza is loose. I don't think nobody's going to catch him. He's got a Raider touchdown.
And he will score. Such an impressive punt return, 83 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the
Are
guy
you
game planning, the special teams
serious?
coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they miss-hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Carlson now to add the extra point.
Extra point is good, and it's 14-0 Raiders. Can you believe that? They didn't even need to get on offense. A.J. Ariza just returns the punt for a touchdown.
Daniel Carlson, the kickoff for the Raiders.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff.
And going, he's not going to return this one. This one's going to be a touchback.
Will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
Denver's offense ready to go again. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke.
Locke, and he goes down.
Brought down a Raider sack. The second-year man,
Max Crosby with the
They just
sack.
gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot.
And here's Lindsey.
And he'll be taken
And he'll go down
at
at the 18. A gain of
Give him 4 yards
a
there,
gain
but
of
still in a
4.
big hole,
3rd
3rd and
down.
long.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They fake the handoff, now Locke.
Locke. And this one's incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And Ariza's going to return it again. And they'll bring him down at the 37-yard line.
And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10.
Now, it was going to be their second possession last drive after the Broncos had punted it away, but A.J. Ariza returns the punt return.
Now
Carr, deep ball, Jamarian Wood, and that's intercepted. Devin Garland picks it.
It had been a near perfect beginning already a double-digit lead first quarter, but their first misstep.
And you know how it is, partner. Sometimes when everything's going right, you start to feel like you can do just about anything you want on the field. This one didn't work out. If I were him, I'd go to my defensive captain and say,
A lot, and this one's incomplete.
Incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. On play action,
Locke still looking. Gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
It's incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
And 10 yards to go.
Play action. Now it's Locke.
Locke gets hit as he throws again, and this one's incomplete as well.
that's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
For the Broncos.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away.
And here's Ariza. And they'll bring him down at the 22-yard line.
And out will come the offense as they take over. Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football...
And Jaden Smith breaking a tackle. And they bring him down at the 34-yard line. First down, Raiders.
I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter. 14-0 Raiders.
The score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Broncos nothing.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it
Here's Smith.
They'll get about 4.
They'll bring him down at the 38-yard line.
38-yard line.
With the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Hard. He throws this one towards the sideline and incomplete.
The intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Shotgun now for Carr.
And Carr goes down.
Down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Well, maybe that can give them a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
And here's Solomon on the return. And they'll bring him down at the 36-yard line.
Return. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. And I never played quarterback, but I'm thinking as a quarterback, you're a little bit into the game now. 2nd quarter, you're losing. You're not playing well. Probably feels like a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Certainly does, but it's
Lot. And Jerry Jeudy was able to hold on to that one as he completes it for a first down.
How do they make it work for them? How do they work against it? That's what we're going to find out going forward.
Yeah, he'll be trying to get all that weight off his shoulders here on this drive. Now a play fake, and here's Locke.
And Locke, he's sacked.
Escape for Locke, and he'll go down.
Carl Nassib with the sack.
As he gets in there to drop him.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
He sets the
Lot.
fire deep.
And that one would have been intercepted.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Lock, left side, and that one's going to be incomplete.
So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive.
He's not going to return this one, and this one's going to be a touchback.
He didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the
Derek
end zone.
Carr back out there for Las Vegas.
Carr, he is the focus of our players' spotlight. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
Carr, he's going to throw it away.
Off the ground now going forward. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
And this man, and he got tripped up on that one. A gain of a yard.
Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with
Carr, an open receiver is Nelson Aguilar. And he'll bring him down at the 46. 1st down Raiders.
3rd down, give him 25 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
And Carr is sacked. Von Miller with the sack.
Won a Super Bowl MVP award across the bay in Santa Clara. Von Miller. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Another try after the 1st down sack.
Carr. And that one's incomplete.
Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On play action, it's Carr.
And open. He's got Nelson Aguilar.
And he'll get it out to midfield.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, I just don't.
And the Raiders, they're going to stay out and go for it. And that's intercepted. Devin Garland again.
These guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base,
and downfield is DJ Sharp.
Sometimes the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap
A
over his
huge
leg to keep
play
it
for
warm.
Denver.
He may need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left
Charles Johnson, he puts this one in to make it 14-3 at halftime.
For this 1st half. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10.
Up next, we're going to be in Miami as the Dolphins, they get set to host the undefeated New York Jets. Then we're going to be in the new SoFi Stadium. The Rams, they get set to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And this first half has been okay for both teams because it's all about it was all about the defense. It was all about the defense for both teams. And as you saw, Darren Garland with 2 interceptions. A.J. Ariza returning a punt return for a touchdown. And then as you just saw, the fumble return for a touchdown for Las Vegas, which brings it now 14-3 as the Broncos set to get the ball.
Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway.
And Melvin Gordon, he's not going to return this one, and this one's going to be a touchback.
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Now Locke on the bootleg.
And Locke, he goes down.
Got him. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and
here's Lindsey.
After this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 4.
And they'll bring him down at the 31. Getting some yards back, but 4 yards shy of the marker.
Yards as they get closer for third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Lot. And that one is dropped. Melvin Gordon had it in his hands.
Down like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
And Ariza, he's not going to return this one. Where are they going to spot it? They're going to spot this one at the 1 yard line.
It's down close to the goal line at the 1 yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1 yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
And here's Jaden Smith. And they'll bring him down at the 2 yard line.
Maybe got back to the 2 yard line.
It really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in this.
Jaden Smith again.
Don't be afraid to try and create.
This time they bring him down at the 4 yard line.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And Jaden Smith, he goes down. Loses yardage.
Loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
And here's Solomon. And they'll bring him down at the 41 yard line.
And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep route.
And Locke, man, he just continues to get pressured.
As he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. 3rd quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. Locke on the give.
And Locke hands it off.
Push forward for about 4 down to the
he'll pick up a gain of 4 to the 37.
To get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off much more plays.
Lock. And that one's incomplete. I really don't know how he dropped that one. But fourth down.
Position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started,
Charles Johnson on for the field goal for Denver, and he's got it.
It is good. Right down the pipe. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting.
And Jones, he's not going to return this one, and this one's going to be a touchback.
All-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. They were victorious over the Chargers last week, and now they work with a lead again here as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr.
And he's going to find Jaden Smith. And down he goes as he gets it to the 47.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're a
Carr finding the tight end, Jaden Waller.
He heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
To throw again on second down.
Carr over the middle to Jaden Waller. And he'll go down at the 25 and another first down.
25-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Carr, and he's going to find Tyrell Williams over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Raiders first down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Jaden Smith on 1st and goal, and he'll go down at the 6-yard line.
Third quarter of action. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4.
Jaden Smith, and they're going to bring him down at the 1-yard line.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. So now things get interesting on 3rd and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival.
And here's Jamarian Ward, and he's in for a Raider touchdown.
It's the fullback. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it in the play before with a smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And now has to warm the hearts.
Carlson puts in the extra point. Now it's 21-6.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And Gordon's not going to return this one, and this one's going to be a touchback.
Out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't.
And Locke, nowhere to go. He goes down.
Raiders sack.
I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness that defensive
Locke,
line is
and he's going to find Gordon, but that one's going to go backwards.
He'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
4th
from the gun. It's Locke.
Locke, and he's sacked again. Wow.
In there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears
It's no point of going for it, and the Broncos are gonna go for it. And Locke, and it's intercepted. I don't know what they was thinking there. Why would they go for it on 4th down from their own 1?
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take
Carr,
this feedback that he's getting,
unless Sadi finds the tight end Waller.
And turn it into positives moving forward.
That catch good for only a couple.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective.
Carr, end zone. Oh, that's intercepted.
Turning point they need. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no.
Locke. Oh my goodness. Just continues to throw incompletion after incompletion.
The deep ball's been a part of their game plan
Wow.
all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
And Locke with nowhere to go. And that's intercepted again. LaMarcus Joyner picks it.
It's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it.
And here's Jaden Smith, and he goes backwards on this one.
They're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
And here's Jaden Smith.
They'll get this halfway.
And he'll go down at the 4-yard line.
He was brought down at the 4-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can. But
Carr, and that's caught by Smith. Touchdown Raiders.
Touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point is good, and it's 28-6.
It's 28-6. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
Daniel Carlson to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will make it into
This one's not going to be returned by Melvin Goins, so this one's going to be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raiders defense getting ready. They have played a really good game. They're just looking for one final stop here and celebrate this victory.
And if you're on offense, you don't want them to
Locke, and he's going to find DJ Sharp.
win the game.
And they'll bring him down at the 47 for a 1st down.
Something right here, some type of a big play to dent that good move.
They're trying to not let that dent happen and go home happy. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week.
Locke, find DJ Sharp.
Yeah, it's a short one here.
And he'll go down at the 39-yard line.
14 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably is AJ.
And Locke goes down. DeAndre Simmons again.
At the midfield stripe.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Lock downfield. And that was complete.
And finally out of bounds.
Cortland Sutton.
A huge play there for Denver. And even 40 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
Lock, Enzo, Sutton for the touchdown.
Touchdown Broncos. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos cut into that lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play you would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is
Lock, and he's going to find DJ Sharp for the 2-point conversion.
You just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more.
But that's not going to help anything.
And sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
But that's not going to help anything.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And Jones, he's not going to return this one. This one's going to be a touchback.
Jones elects for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show.
And with that being said, victory formation. The Las Vegas Raiders.
And they take a knee.
They're going to win for the 2nd straight time. And who would have known that would have happened? Who would have known that the Raiders would win 2 straight games after losing 7 in a row? And with this win, they win 2 in a row. They are now 2-7 now on the season, dropping the Broncos their 9th game now on the season, and it's not looking good for Denver. Raiders win 28-14.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense, and what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Las Vegas, it's a rare bright spot in what's been a tough season as they move to 2-7 now on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the Kansas City Chiefs come to town. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, it's another week, another loss as they fall down 0-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
How about that right there? How about that? The Raiders surprising everybody again. Now they have back-to-back wins on the season. They're now 2-7. How about that? I don't think anybody expected that to happen. So here are the stats. Derek Carr, 118 yards thrown it, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Now, I'm pretty sure Carr and Drew Lock might not be the quarterbacks after we simulate the week 11 because they both just continue to struggle. They've been struggling all season, and something's got to change for them 2 teams. But even though the Raiders did come out on top in this one, something's got to change because these two teams have been struggling all season, to be honest. Running game, Jaden Smith, only 38 yards rushing it. Phillip Lindsay, 26 yards rushing for him. And Jamarian Ward ran for a yard and a touchdown. Receiving, DJ Sharp, 3 catches, 71 yards. Cortland Sutton, 3 catches, 63 yards and a touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 2 catches, 44 yards. Darren Waller, 3 catches, 3 catches for 30 yards. Jaden Smith, 2 catches, 26 yards and a touchdown. Tyrell Williams, a catch for 18. And Jerry Jeudy, a catch for 12. So for Las Vegas, it's now back-to-back victories now after 7 straight defeats as they move to 2-7. And they'll get another home date in week 11 as the defending champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, come to town. Meanwhile for Denver, is yet another week, yet another loss as they fall now to 0-9. And they will have a chance to redeem themselves at home against the Los Angeles Chargers. But the Raiders surprising everybody yet again. If you enjoyed this game, make sure to smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Next game, we're going to be in Miami. The Dolphins trying to make it back-to-back wins as they host the undefeated New York Jets.